Welcome to another exciting episode of Bowhunt or Die. You know, Justin, we were having that conversation yesterday, and that was a great conversation.
It was a great conversation.
He doesn't know what I'm talking about
no
right
idea.
now. 750,000 views so far this year.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's a little bit more than 750,000 total show views of Bowhunt or Die. So thank you again to everybody out there who's been watching the show. We appreciate it. Our Roku subscription is up over 100,000 subscribers now. So thanks, everybody. Hopefully you've been enjoying the show. And Todd, I think we've got another great one this week.
Oh, man, we've got two awesome hunts. If you're a bow hunter, both of these are going to keep you in your seat watching these. So first up, Justin, who we got?
We've got Clinton Fawcett down there in central Illinois. We know Clinton and Frank, those guys seem to get it done every year. Frank's already shot a good buck this year, as you saw in an earlier episode. Now Clinton's up, so let's join him now.
All right, well, hey guys, it's Sunday afternoon about 2:30. Frank and I's running late, which is pretty normal for us, but we're gonna slide back into the food plot after deer that we call One-Eyed Jack. He's been here the last couple weeks. I've been getting a lot of pictures of him. He's got wounded fighting, and he's just living in these beans. I'm sure just trying to feed up and get healthy. So this stand's got real good access. We can slide down this big deep ditch, runs up behind it, climb up the back of the tree. A lot of times the deer will be out in the field, and we can actually get up in the tree with them there. So that's my favorite thing about this spot, but we're gonna get going.
All right, well, it's the afternoon of November 9th. We just got in the tree right on time as usual. We were in the tree 30 seconds and had a button buck come out. Hopefully that's a good sign. It's about 3:30. We're hunting a food plot over at my father-in-law's. We've been hunting in the timber quite a bit the last 3 days. We've had some good encounters, just no luck, so we decided to switch it up tonight. That's the deer we come in here after. We needed that one, bud. We've had a rough few days here. My little boy come up to me this morning and he said, "Daddy, you've been hunting too much." And that's pretty hard on me now. But we've been on these deer. We knew this deer was up here. God. He's injured, you can tell. He's got his eye poked out on the one side. I've had tons of stealth cam pictures of him in this corner over the last 2 weeks, and I didn't even know he was here. And then I come this week after work one night, check the camera. He was in here. Frank's working, he can't get off work. I can get off early, but I gotta self-film. We've just been trying to get it done so we can get our heads cleared, you know. Friday morning, our buddy's dad, or Friday night, one of our best friend's dad fell out of the tree stand, fid. We got a phone call getting ready to go hunting. We had to go get him out. Fell 20 feet, blowed his shoulder out. Got to have reconstructive shoulder surgery. Crushed his hip. We're the only ones know where he's out in the woods. We got to go get him out there with a sled, pull him across the big creek, get him in the truck. It's just been a roller coaster ride for a weekend. I mean, you know, if you're man enough to wear a safety harness, you ought to see a guy laying at the base of a tree, ghost white, pale, shaking from being in just panic attack, you know. It's been quite the weekend, man. Oh, we needed that one so bad. I hammered him. That one's for you, Fid.
Alright, well, we just got back over here. It's been probably an hour and a half. We got the whole crew rounded up. We got Frankie, my dad, and Tyler's running the camera right now. And we're just taking our time, enjoying the night. Like I said, it's been a rough last few days for all of us with the stuff that's happened. So we're just kind of soaking this all in and just going to take our time and enjoy it. So we're going to continue down the trail, hopefully find us some blood, and show you a nice deer here in a minute. My blood trail. Let me take my time. We're going to enjoy it.
I would say, by the looks of that, he was probably running somewhere in that direction.
Yeah.
That means he's going. That would be southeast, and I doubt he's very far.
You should have been a CSI.
Crime scene investigators here, boys. We've got a murder on our hands. Well, this is the blood trail update. We've went probably, right at 100 yards. Kind of looped around. There's just blood everywhere, so I don't expect him to be too much farther. Sweet. I can't believe he went that far. Holy cow.
No,
Look at the blood. That guy. Oh man, he made quite a chase down through here.
10-pointer.
He's a beautiful deer. He's probably a little bit bigger than I thought he was, but man, he's super nice. You know, like I said earlier, I couldn't be more happy to get this deer. You know, we've had a rough weekend. We're going to dedicate this to our buddy's dad, Fid Meyer. He fell out of the tree Friday night, broke his shoulder and his hip, and I mean, guys, we just can't stress enough the importance of wearing lifelines and harnesses and staying tied off to the tree. You know, I mean, it's pretty traumatic for all of us going down there and getting him. We've known him our whole lives, and this one's for him. Frank and I went in there to hunt this deer tonight. We actually passed this deer up last year. He was a 3-year-old. He's a 4-year-old now. He's actually got his, you can see on this side, I'd say he got gouged fighting, and he's got his got an infection. His neck's still real skinny. He was out there in those beans trying to get the protein, I assume, and we knew he was in there. We've had a ton of stealth cam picks in the last 2 weeks, and I just couldn't be more happy, man. I'm thrilled. What a beautiful, beautiful deer.
You know, Justin, these guys know how to choose stands. I mean, they've got barking dogs to hide whatever noise they make going into the stand. You know, number two, they said that the access is incredible. And anyone who has those stands where the access is just awesome, and we all have those, where, you know, where you can just get in undetected, those are some of the best sets.
Well, yeah, and then to top it all off, they go and pick on the half-blind deer. And I did talk to Clinton about this. He said he purposely shot him on the blind side so he didn't have to see the arrow coming. I guess there's less chance of him ducking the arrow in that case. But, you know, Todd, another great hunt from those guys. I mean, and one thing I enjoyed about this is, you know, they used the trail camera data that they were getting from their stealth cams to tell them that deer was in there on a frequent basis.
Yep.
They went in after him, specifically looking for that deer, and were able to get the job done. You know, it doesn't always work out that way, but sometimes it does, and it's ever sweeter when it does work out.
Well, if you got those spots where you can check the trail cameras a little bit more regularly, I mean, of course, you start putting trail cameras, you know, in the middle of timber, that gets significantly more difficult.
Right.
But when you can start using those field edges, and in this case, stands that they're able to get into pretty easily and check them, that works out to be great data to be able to, you know, put a hit on a big buck like that.
Yeah,
so that was awesome.
So congrats to Clinton, another great deer from him. Next up, Todd, we're going to jump back here a little bit closer to home, actually not too far from the office here. We're going to join Troy on a great self-filmed bow hunt. So let's check that out now.
All right, so it's November 9th, and I'm headed out to the farm in Northwest Illinois. Tim isn't able to make it out this afternoon, so I'm headed out. I'm gonna self-film. We have some fairly gusty southwest winds, but I'm gonna hunt a stand that's actually in the corner of a swamp. It's really thick, a lot of bedding, and we've had a stealth cam set up, and we haven't checked it in a long time, so I'm gonna head back there. We know just to the west of us, they cut all the corn yesterday. We were actually out there yesterday, and there was a hot doe running around, which is only about 100 yards from this stand. So I'm hoping this afternoon, I'm going to take this Tink's number 69 doe and rut. I'm going to put that out there, get that wind in case it's swirling, get this sent around, hopefully get a big old buck that got chased out of the corn into our thick bedding area, and we can get a big old buck to come by and put him on the ground tonight. And there's a doe right there, right by where I pull in at. See, that's where I should be hunting, right by the barn. Here we go. I'm going to take a dragger from about 50 yards away from here, just in case any deer do come out here. I'm going to take one of these Tink's draggers, hook it up to my backpack, and spray it down with this doe and rut. Alright, I'm all settled in, and it is windy. Hunting a stand doesn't have much protection from the wind. I knew it was going to be gusty, but I like this spot because I'm right at the edge of some real thick bedding area. I have a really good access point with the southwest wind. Got a stealth cam just down below me, like 10 yards. And this past week, he got a real nice buck, a shooter buck on, like 8 in the morning. I was just viewing it really fast, so I'm not sure who it was, but there was does here last night working around. There was a hot doe when Tim and I were hunting yesterday afternoon. We were only like 200 yards from here on the other side of the swamp, so I'm hoping with the southwest wind change that they're going to be patrolling this north side, scent checking does, and maybe that's where they chase them. So we'll see.
Yes! 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 I have no idea who that is. He may be, I don't know, he was staring at me. He was at 8 yards, right in front of the stealth cam. Just about, he was gonna walk right under me, and I can't get a shot right under me. Instead, I sprayed that Tink's 69 down a little earlier. Right there, he was walking right towards it. Gave me a perfect 8-10 yard shot. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I have no idea who that is. That's the problem with this farm. We don't know a lot of these. He might be a little younger. I don't know. I'm a little unsure about that one, but with the situation and everything going on, that was way too cool. He was coming in fired up. He did exactly what I wanted. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Oh, this is so awesome. I love deer hunting. How can you beat it? How can you beat it? Whew. Some people don't get the opportunities to chase 150, 160 plus deer, but it's about all the experiences. It's about bow hunting and enjoying it. Unfortunately, Tim wasn't out here to enjoy this with me, but something just told me to get to this stand. Everything seemed right. I haven't been out here. Checked the stealth cam. I think this might be the one that I got on stealth camera about a week ago, but not sure. Either way, he's done. He's done. And it is. Yes! Bow hunt or die. I sprayed Tinks right here. Right here. And when I shot him, he was right here.
Nice job, dude. We're headed over. We're able to actually drive down a back road. We talked to the neighbor, and they're allowing us to go back there to get easier access to the buck. I just checked the stealth cam, and we just got the nose of the buck, so that's still pretty cool. He was coming in, and he was smelling that Tinks. He was headed right for us. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to shoot that buck tonight. I think he would have walked under me and never presented a shot, got downwind and busted me. So pretty awesome experience. We're gonna pull up here. We're gonna go track the blood. I know there's blood. We reviewed the footage. It sprayed out right away. I think it hit the backside shoulder where I didn't get a complete pass through, but I'm pretty sure we should have to go about 60 yards from the stand, and he should be laying there dead.
Got the knife. Hey, you got your tag, right?
Ha! Ha ha! Good thinking, Tim. Here. All through there. I mean, that's right at the point of impact, and it's already spraying. Going all up on this, everywhere, just sprayed. Hey, this is finally a blood trail that I can follow. Even the colorblind guy can follow this one. There we go. Good, thick red blood. Not too thick. Not, looks like long. Should be.
Here. All the way up that thing. Probably tried to go through it.
Yeah. I'm going through some thick stuff here. Oh, there he is. All right. Look at that. Do you think it hit the backside shoulder? Yes, sir, it did. November 9th, here he is. I got a buck on the ground. This afternoon was pretty exciting. Got up in the stand about 1:30, sitting up there for a little bit, shooting some B-roll, and all of a sudden I started hearing some snorting. Not grunting, not snort wheeze, just snorting, short, loud bursts of air, and this guy then started coming through the woods right at me. So it was an awesome, exciting experience. Unfortunately, I was self-filming. It just made it really difficult. Had the thing coming in, was focusing on everything, trying to get the camera ready. But he walked up within about 10 yards and just started staring at me, looking right up at me, but the wind was perfect. I played it just right. And then I had some Tinks, number 69 doe and rut, sprayed it 8 yards to my left, and he ended up smelling it. You could tell he was catching something in the air. He turned perfectly broadside and couldn't have read the script any better. Walked at about 8 yards. I waited for his front side to open up and just stuck that kill zone right where it needed to be. It's on this back side, and it came out right out front here through the front shoulder. So just a great experience. I'm super happy. November 9th, I got another buck on the ground, and early November, it seems to be the magical time. So get out in the woods, and you can have your success too. Bow hunt or die.
All right, guys, I think there's two things we can take away from this hunt. You know, number one, Todd, obviously during the rut, when those bucks are looking for estrus does, the Tink scent worked. I mean, that deer came in. The only other time I've seen that, deer blowing like that is when I've been using a lot of scent. And then number two.
Whoa. I'd like to say, I want to say number two here, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I think number two is look where other people put their stands and move in close to them. Because these guys are hunting pretty darn close to where my stand is. I could tell even some of the same trees. So I'm just jumping in there.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you know where Todd's hunting, squeeze in on him, man.
Nice.
He kills big deer. Obviously, he knows where to put his stands. I would do the same thing. So good job, Troy. But number two, to note, Todd, this is something we've talked about a lot, but, is Troy's patience in waiting for that deer to just make that turn from quartering in to broadside. It just makes the world of difference. And I know it's hard. I mean, he's at full draw, and all you want to do is just squeeze that trigger, but he waited that extra couple seconds, and man, it just made the difference.
Literally, when Justin and I were sitting here watching that footage, you work so hard to get him in close, and a lot of times you're just thinking, man, he's right here. This is a dead deer, but my gosh, they could be 5 yards. But you start doing that quartering towards your stuff, and we've seen it years. I mean, we've been doing this together for a long time, and those deer generally end up getting away, and he just waits to that right time. So duly noted, that was great job.
So that's all the hunting action we've got for this week, guys. Next up, we want to take a couple seconds to thank a few of the people who sent in their trophy photos for this week's show.
Nate Zickert,
Derek Waltner,
Zach Miller,
Chad Hammond,
and Scott Butts. Hey guys, those are some great photos. If you'd like to see yourself right here on an episode of Bow Hunt or Die, please make sure you email your photos to info@bowhunting.com, or of course, you can always upload them to our Facebook page.
And guys, make sure if you're going to send your photos in, make sure they're big enough for us to use. We get a lot of guys sending in photos that are little teeny tiny photos off of their cell phones or something. So send in the biggest, best photo that you can, and we'll try to fit you into a show. Todd, we do have an announcement to make. Next week, there will not be a new episode of Bow Hunt or Die. We're actually on Sunday afternoon going to be heading up to the Wisconsin Dells for the annual Matthews Retailer Show. And it's amazing. Trade show season is here again, so we're going to be heading up there. Guys, make sure you keep an eye on bowhunting.com, as well as our Facebook page and our Twitter account. We're going to be posting some live updates from that show of some of the new products that are coming out for this year.
Definitely. And, it's amazing how quickly these shows come up. Also, the new bow, Justin, both of us had a chance now to get out there, hunt with it, shoot it. Yeah. I was able to shoot a turkey here with my son, which was kind of fun with the bow. So I'm enjoying it. It's been awesome for me so far.
Yeah, so. My bow is definitely dialed in, and I'm really liking it. So that's all we've got for this week, guys. Make sure you check back in 2 weeks. We've got a lot of great bow hunting action to share with you.
We got one other quick thing, too.
Oh,
Justin,
boy.
Yeah, I know. Listen, that same email address that we told you about earlier, Justin needs some cookie recipes for this weekend. So if you have a favorite cookie recipe, Justin is in charge of making cookies this weekend. He's got a little special event.
As penance for all of my time that I spent hunting this year, my wife is making me bake cookies for our family cookie exchange.
If you got a good cookie recipe,
send me your recipes. I need them.
It.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories, so join us now and like us on Facebook.
All right, so it's October 9th.
And Scott Buns.
Butts, Todd, butts.
No, I actually asked my wife, can you make me some cookies for Christmas this year? And she's like, can you make me cookies for Christmas? And I was like, no.
So, well, on that note, welcome to another exciting episode.